Right.
Right.
Hello, guys. How are
Hello
you?
guys, how are you?
Thank you for coming to
Thank you
our
for
second
coming to our
episode
second episode
with Chawanda.
with Tawanda.
Uh, Today we have
Today
Chawanda,
we
aka the
have
crypto
Tawanda,
guy.
the crypto guy.
So
So
uh,
uh,
we'll be talking to
we'll be
Chawanda
talking to
today.
Tawanda
Thank you,
today. Thank you.
thank you for coming,
Thank
Chawanda.
you for coming, Tawanda.
Hi, Chauke. It's good to have you here, or it's good uh, for you to have me. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here.
Yes, yes. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
It's,
Thank you. You know,
it's hard to have people on
it's hard
board
to have people on board
because you don't have much episodes,
much episodes
and for someone just
and
to
for
come to
someone
this
just to come to
it's based on trust. So thank you
So thank you
for joining and
for joining and
sharing your life
sharing
story.
your life
And we
story.
hope you have a
We
nice
hope you have a nice.
You are welcome, and I hope my network is not really bad on your side. Am I clearly visible, and are you having any glitches when I'm talking? Because I'm experiencing the same when you're actually when you're talking. I'm having some glitches and some
Yeah,
delays. But if
Yeah,
no,
but if you can hear me, it's fine.
it's normal among
it's
our
normal among
network.
our networks,
I
but
can hear it very well.
I can hear it very well.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So
okay, we'll start from
we'll
the
start
beginning.
from the beginning.
So
So
I just wanted to know,
I just wanted to know,
I know, but
but
some of the guys over here
some
have
of
been
the
known you
guys
like me.
like
So
me.
let's
So
start from the
let's
beginning.
start from the beginning. Like,
How would you describe
how would you describe
your upbringing?
your upbringing?
How do I describe my what?
Uh, I'm
Uh,
saying,
I'm
how
saying,
was it,
how was
like your upbringing?
your upbringing?
Well, I wouldn't say my upbringing was that bad. I think I managed to get a fair upbringing because I managed to grow up to where I am right now, and both my parents are still alive, which I think is a privilege that a lot of people are not afforded in life, to grow up whilst you still have both parents. Even if sometimes people they lose parents, as they are growing up, but during the early stages of life, I think it's a good experience for someone to experience a present father and a present mother. For me, I managed to have both. So I think my foundation as a kid was good. And also, I think having parents that are not always in conflict, it is a good effect to you as a kid when you're growing up. I think I was also privileged to have parents. If they were having challenges or conflicts, maybe they were having them, in closed rooms or closed doors where we were not exposed to their conflicts. So I never saw my father beating my mom even a single slap. And my mother confirmed that when we were a little bit older that I have never received a slap from your father. So I think it did something to me as a man, as a child. So when it comes to, let's call it gender-based violence among parents, it was not present in our family. So I think that was also part of a good upbringing in our family. And then, as an African, if you don't really go to the village, if you don't experience the village life, um, it's like you don't really get a good share of being an African, of which on my side I managed to experience that because uh, during my early childhood life, I was transferred to the village to stay with my mom. because she was now based in the village and my father was still based in the city working. So I think about 4 or 5 years of my childhood, I was learning in the village. So I had a balance of experiences, both the village lifestyle and the city lifestyle. So I think it gave me a balance of both worlds. I don't know if that answers your question, but you can always ask me to clarify.
No, 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 no.
It's just,
It does very well. Okay, so uh,
okay. So,
you, you touched on something there pertaining
pertaining
how
how
parents should
how
somehow
parents should
handle their conflict
handle their conflict
or differences.
or difference.
Do you think it
Do
has
it has
an effect
an effect
on modern day children, like how they grow up?
on more generations?
Parents
Like
will always fight.
parents will always fight
There's answers that
with
you might be
answers that
fighting
you might be fighting
with your partner, not your partner only,
with your
but
partner, but
I've seen people who
I've seen
struggle
people
to maintain
who
relationships.
struggle
You know,
to
when we say relationships,
when
we
we say
don't mean
relationships, we don't mean
marital wife or between a man and a woman, but there are people who even
there are
struggle
people
to
even
maintain
struggle to
relationships,
maintain relationships,
even at work,
even at
even in
work,
business,
even in business,
even at church.
even
Anyway,
at
do you
church.
think that
Anyway, do you think that
plays a pivotal role?
plays the pivotal?
Okay, again, due to the network glitches, I don't know if I managed to really understand your question. Are you saying uh, how parents relate when we are kids, if they're having conflicts, how they handle them? Do they have any positive or negative impact to how we end up um, relating with other people in church, in business, and so forth? Was that your question?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Okay, I I would really want to believe that it really has a very big positive and a negative impact to how we end up blending in a society. I remember when I was still a kid, my father used to say in vernacular language, he used to say, "Baba na mai avarambi varipo." Every time when you do something wrong and then he's trying to correct you, he would say, I'm not correcting you because I want to have direct benefits from you changing the way of it's saying correcting on my side. Okay. You would say the reason why I'm correcting you, it's not because I really want to have any direct benefits from your change of behavior, but I'm doing it for you because later on, I will not I may, I will definitely not be around you when you are now older. You are going to travel maybe beyond borders, or maybe you are not going to be with me. You travel around the country doing business and stuff. You are going to be living with people that are not your parents. They may not tolerate you the way that we tolerate you as your parents. So yeah, those words that he used to tell us, it did something to me. So I believe that besides me mm, working on myself to be a better person, the way my father and my mother used to relate when we were kids, subconsciously it's like we learn from how they relate. For example, well, I'm not yet married right now, but from what I have experienced even in my own personal life and also observing people around me, as a man or as a woman, you may end up treating your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your wife or your husband, based on how you saw your mother treating your father or how your father used to treat your mother. There are ladies who feel like they're out of place if a relationship is peaceful. Why? Because when they were growing up, they used to see mom and dad fighting a lot, and to them, that is a normal way of living or a normal way of being in a marriage. So once they get into a relationship or a marriage where there is peace, to them they start feeling uncomfortable. And what's making them feel uncomfortable is that information that is on their subconscious mindset that was picked from a very early stage of their life when their parents were fighting. So I think that also applies even when you are in a church environment or in a work environment. How you relate to others is a direct, most of the times, it's a direct reflection of how you used to relate at home. It's very, very difficult for you to have new manners, new way of thinking, new way of doing things, even though it's possible for someone to have a transformed way of doing things, a transformed way of thinking. But in my own personal experience in observing others, I really believe that the way mom and dad used to interact, it was our first learning platform on how we should interact in the outside world. Before we learn from aunties, before we learn from uncles, before we learn from neighbors, how mom and dad are relating each and every single day. I was laughing to my friend. I think you remember Martin Malavas. You told me that. Yes, he told me that when he, I can't remember whether he was leaving for UK or he traveled to Zimbabwe back from UK. His father, his expression, if he really showed that he was feeling uncomfortable to hug his son Martin. Why? Because he's not used to that. And when he was, maybe it's gay to him. So when Martin was
No, you know
that,
what?
immediately I understood that it's a direct reflection of how his father grew up, how he saw people interacting. So to him, hugging was not a thing to do when he was young. So obviously he feels uncomfortable even at his old age.
Yeah, it's like that. You know, I remember one time my father sent me a message and he said, I love you, my son. I know I took it to the time because it was kind of weird to me. Yes, it's my father, but being told by another man, it goes back, uh, way back to upbringing. So when another man asks you, or, no, hugging is okay, the shoulder, you know, you take the shoulder. But when the hands come, you're like, yeah, it comes back to how we grew up.
Yeah.
Yes,
So it goes
yeah.
back. It goes back to upbringing.
Mm. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so I'm gonna ask.
Ask.
I think we want to go to the store. We want to talk about the time you lost money and how it became.
The time I
If I
didn't.
remember well, the time you were telling me that you lost money trying to invest in was it yeah in crypto. The first time when you were scammed, but don't say lost is a different rate. Yes, the time you were scammed and how you survived because I've seen on the internet people getting scammed and someone ends up committing suicide because like how did it go and how did you survive up to now? Up to now.
Okay. Again, you know, my network is really, really bad, so I'm struggling to really put your words together so that I can understand the question. So I will repeat the question if it's correct, and then I will try and answer the question.
No.
Were you saying how did I manage the pain of losing money after attempting to invest into something, and then I got scammed.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and in this case, well, I would say when I lost some money, for me it was crypto related. So I don't know if I should go that direction.
No, you can
No, you can
say it
say it
in any way. It's
in
fine
any way. It's fine.
because I
Well,
know it's
I know it's
well, for me, the time that I would say I lost some money when I was trying to invest into something that I believed in, but without full understanding of how it works, it's crypto. Because uh, after school, I would say my first steps into trying to invest, I went into car wash business, attempting to do auto detailing. So I wouldn't really say I got scammed. It was just a business which didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. But to answer the question of losing money through scams, my first time to lose money through scams, it was crypto related stuff. Because my my first days when it comes to crypto, it was 2020 during COVID-19 lockdown. Why? Because I had a lot of time on my plate, because we had a lockdown in Harare. We were no longer allowed to go and hustle. So I was spending much time at home. So, browsing, I came across some crypto related stuff. People in South Africa, they had what they called my coin auction platform, where you would buy some coins, and then after 5 days or 10 days or 20 days, they would gain value. So you would put them back on the auction, and then another person is buying them at a bigger price, and then you've made money out of it. It was not really a legit way of making money. Like, when it comes to economics, it was not making any sense. But I participated into that. I can't really say I got scammed, but that was my introduction to the crypto world, where I then really got scammed. So we made money out of it, and then that phase passed. But the second phase of it, when I was now understanding that people can actually make or lose money online, that's when I sold my small business, which is Quick Buddies. And then the money that I had, I wanted to relocate to Namibia. It was not a lot of money. The guy gave me $1,000 those days, and I wanted to relocate to Namibia. And then I could not travel because of the lockdown. Flights were not traveling, and you connecting using trucks, it was still going to be a very tiresome journey up to Namibia, because you're supposed to be bribing people. So half of the money that I had, I got exposed to these online platforms that look legit. They are websites. These guys, they really invest time and money into very beautiful websites, whereby if you are to go on that particular website, you will see even figures popping up of people under investors and people who are withdrawing. This one has invested $400. This one has invested 1,500. This one has invested $20, and people are withdrawing. This one is withdrawn $700. We're like, wow, things are happening. People are making money. So a friend in South Africa referred me to one platform, and she said it's working. And then I invested some money into that. I can't remember how much it was, but the thing was so exciting to a point where I could not really stick to one platform. So I ended up investing into like 5 platforms, thinking that I am spreading the risk, not knowing that I am investing into similar platforms whereby they are just waiting. They are just guys behind computers waiting for you to put some money, and then they scam you. So I think I lost something like $500 during those days, And to be honest, it really drained me. It really drained me, but I never got to a point where I felt like I want to commit suicide. It actually gave me more curiosity to dig deep into cryptocurrency, because I knew that we live in a world of duality. Every time when something is legit, there is something that runs parallel to something which is legit, and there will be bad guys. So I thought maybe there is something more to this thing. So it's better for me to go back to square one, research more, and pursue it. But otherwise, of course, during those days, it was really difficult for me, knowing that I have lost $500 during COVID, and I've got no other source of income to put that $500 back in good time.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you
Yeah,
for that.
because these things are happening so often,
Happening
that people
so
are
often,
getting scammed. People are taking it
People
different.
are taking it
I've
different.
seen some people
I've
ending
seen
up
some people
getting into addiction,
getting
like failing to cope up with the
failing to cope
pressure.
up with depression.
But
Mm.
you're one person who's
But
going
you are one person
through,
who's going through it,
and manage to come out,
and to come
with hope.
with hope.
And
And
yes,
yes,
I really
I
respect that.
really respect that.
So,
So,
how do you,
how do
when
you,
you are faced with such
when you are
things,
faced with that,
how do you manage, like,
how do you
how do I
manage, like,
to
how do
keep
I
yourself calm in the midst of
in
such
the midst
adversity,
of
like
such adversity, like
such problems? Like, how do you manage?
such
What can you
problems?
say is
What can you say is
your calming factor?
your calm
What has caused you to
what is
always
you to
balance when you
always
feel like
balance
you're keeping it calm?
keeping it down.
Okay. Was your question like how do I cope up? How do I manage to go through a phase where I have lost something like money?
Yes. How have
Yes,
you
yes.
managed?
How have you managed?
Like
Well,
the time you
Like
lost,
the time you lost,
okay.
like how did you manage to keep
how
to
did you
calm
manage to
yourself?
keep calm yourself?
Okay. Um, so my experience may not be emanating from that first experience where I lost money, because I have lost money. I don't know how many times I have lost money. I would say another figure that really got into my feelings was a few months ago, when someone told me to buy this particular cryptocurrency before anyone got access to it. Um, because once the developers of that particular project, once they show it out to their community, it was going to really make me a good amount of money. So I invested $600 into that project. The reason why I felt comfortable, it was because it's like the developers were close to the person who then referred me to that project. But guess what? Tomorrow morning I woke up to so many missed calls on my phone. I went up to the WhatsApp group where we talk about crypto projects with some of my friends, and then they were looking for me. Tawanda, have you seen what has happened? This project has gone down. They've removed liquidity, blah 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 blah. The money is gone. And I went and I checked. The $600 was gone. So that experience and other small experiences dating back to the first time that I lost money. I just want to sum everything up, because I have been experiencing this over and over again ever since my first experience. I would say from the first experience, I felt like it's over for me. And it's not only me who experienced this, because I have friends who have lost with me over the years. And another one, recently, about a few months ago, she texted in the group that she is committing suicide. I had to call her because, and I think this always happens either in business or in the financial sector. I had to call her because she had lost some money when another cryptocurrency launched and a very terrible experience happened. So I would say what is given me strength to go through each and every season or each and every phase when I lose money from the first day, it was the ability to know that there is life after losing anything. There is life after losing anything. If I managed to go through a romantic relationship heartbreak and moved on with my life, I can still move on after losing money. Because there are times, no matter how much you try to exercise due diligence in almost any area of your life, you realize loss in life. It's something that you cannot really avoid. That doesn't really only happen when it comes to money. There are times when you're a good guy or you're a good lady, and then you're in a relationship with someone and your intentions are good, but that doesn't protect you from getting hurt just because you're a good person. These are things that just happen. So if I manage to overcome a romantic relationship heartbreak, I can still overcome a financial loss. So during my first experience, I was like, okay, this has happened. I never really shared it with a lot of people because people, they judge. I just took my losses and then I moved on with my life. Now, after losing money for the first time, going through other phases that followed all the way to where I am right now, it was a matter of, it's more like when you lose something and it really disturbs you. Personally, I've never really experienced hurt to a point where I want to commit suicide. I don't want to lie. But I understand that the way that we handle loss is different. Some people, they gravitate towards the decision to take their lives, even though they may not end up taking that route, but they are tempted to do that because our emotional muscle differs. But so for me, of course, it was difficult, but I managed to cut my losses. Okay, I have lost money. Why have I lost money? I have lost money because I was trying to do something without full understanding of how it's done. So it's partly my fault that I have lost money. Okay, fine, I've lost. Let me move on. You have a few bad days thinking about how much you have lost, and then from there, I move on. But I would say there are about 3 things that became a source of strength for me to overcome a phase after losing money. I would think about why I started what I have started. Whatever that I'm doing right now over the period of few years, I'm trying to change my story. I'm trying to change how my parents are experiencing retirement. There are so many things that I saw my father failing to do in his employment time, and I am trying to cover those gaps by deciding to take the risk. So each and every time I lose, I'm like, okay, fine, I have lost, but why have I lost? Why am I trying to do this? Why am I taking the risk? I'm taking the risk because I have got people back home and I want to change their story. So I have lost, but for a good cause. So that would give me strength that, okay, fine, I have lost, but I'm likely going to win on my next trial. So thinking about my parents, thinking about my family, and things that I've promised them to, that I'm going to do, it's a source of strength to overcome loss when I get into losses. And another thing, what has given me strength to overcome losses is to surround myself with people who understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, you can have a lot of friends maybe in your life, but you have a number of people who understand exactly what you are trying to do, or maybe they are also doing the same thing. So when you lose, when you are calling those people to let them that you have incurred losses that are disturbing you, they understand the language, so they have a way to comfort you. So this applies to almost every area of life. Whatever that you are doing, whether you are in sports, whether you are in music, arts, maybe you are running a business, if you've got people who are also entrepreneurs, or better yet pursuing the same particular business, they understand the language and how you ended up in losses, so they have a better language to make you feel good when you share. So I would say the second thing is me opening up to people who are trying to do the same things that I'm doing. They understand how we lose money. They understand how it hurts to lose even $5 or $10 or $100. So they have a way to comfort me.
No. You know, when you were speaking, there is one part where you have said it's loss is inevitable. So whether be loss of a loved one. So it's one thing that I've said there's no way you can live life without loss or problem.
Yes.
It really doesn't. It doesn't exist. What differs now is how we handle our problem. Because they are not going anywhere.
Because they are not going anywhere. I didn't hear the last part.
I said what differs is how we handle our problems.
Yes.
Because in reality they are not going anywhere.
Yes. What differs is how we handle our problems, but there is no single human being out there who is living a life without problems, because once you cease to have problems, it's no longer a human life, because even billionaires, even presidents, they have problems. The only difference is the size of the problem and how they choose to handle them. But otherwise, each and every person at every given time, it's either they are coming out of a problem or they are getting into a problem. That's the human life. Every single time you are getting into a problem or coming out of a problem, and it's a cycle like that. So at the end of the day, it's how we respond and decide to handle our problems, but that's the human experience.
Okay. Thank you. So, before we close, I know someone might say this episode. You might come in the comment section and say, if you still waiting to get into crypto in 2025. Like, are they not late, or there's still a lot of things?
Well, the answer is yes. It's if someone is to come across crypto-related subject and it's something that they've never explored, and they are trying to decide whether is it worth it to get into crypto now or it's too late, I would say it's still a good time to get into crypto, even though it looks as if it's too late. I will give you an example. When Bitcoin came into existence, it was worth less than a lollipop. And people who got involved into crypto, mainly Bitcoin, because it was the first and the only one during those days, when they got access into Bitcoin very cheap, when it was way less than $1. When it went to $1, some people they sold because they thought that was the top of it. Now Bitcoin is now 1:1 with the US dollar. Little did they know that at some point Bitcoin is going to be worth $100. At some point it's going to be worth $1,000. People who saw Bitcoin at $1,000, they were like, Ish, since it was less than $1 at some point, I think now it's too late to get into into Bitcoin as an investment or a hedge against inflation. But few years later, Bitcoin went to $10,000. Few years later, $60,000. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at about $107,000 as we speak. So people who thought maybe it was too late to get into Bitcoin when it was into thousands of dollars, now they realize that it wasn't too late. So to people who are not yet into crypto, mainly Bitcoin, I can say it's not yet too late because Bitcoin is predicted, according to what's happening right now, it's predicted that it can go to $1 million. And they are saying at some point Bitcoin will go even up to $13 million and beyond. Because right now, governments, they are now saying Bitcoin is a digital gold. So as we are speaking, governments, they are now balancing their portfolios by having gold, silver, and also adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. So if governments are getting into Bitcoin, if financial institutions as big as BlackRock manages more than 10 trillion, I think by now 12, 15 trillion assets under their belt. If they are saying Bitcoin is a digital gold, yet Bitcoin is still around $107,000, it means where we are going, at some point we are going to get to a point where even if you want to buy Bitcoin, it may not be easily accessible the way it is right now. So if someone is thinking of getting into crypto, it's still a very good time to get into Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is still $107,000 right now. It will get to $1 million. It will get to 10 million in the next few years. So if someone is to get into crypto, it's still a good time. Apart from Bitcoin, there are so many things that are happening in the cryptocurrency industry, because almost every industry that was already in existence, they are coming into crypto, following how good they can employ the blockchain system to what they have already been doing. And besides industries that were already in existence, there are industries which were given birth to because of the existence of the blockchain technology. So it's a growing industry. So if someone is to come across information concerning cryptocurrency, it's still a very good opportunity for them to get into crypto. And there are two things that are involved that I always tell people. I tell people that investing into crypto, it's a choice, but understanding crypto, it's a must. Every person right now is supposed to understand how cryptocurrency works. And then investing, now it's optional. Now it's something that you can choose to do. But when it comes to understanding, it's a must. Every single person has to understand how cryptocurrency works. But I still advise people to invest money into crypto, especially Bitcoin, for long term, because it's still early. It's something that someone can buy and keep for their retirement.
Okay.
I think that
comes with you explained it very well.
very well.
Yeah. So
So
lastly, I wanted to ask. Uh, is it like we are saying that whenever you think about the situation in the family, it gives you that edge to keep pushing. Do you think again it's been one that it has been that one thing that has caused you to be single up to now? Like you think if you have someone in your life with the way things are, and the way you're walking things might become, you think it might disturb somehow. You understand, like, has it been the reason, like, why you are still single? Because you'll be saying, let me take care of this. Let me take care of this.
I don't think I understood the question. Can you take the question again?
Okay, I'm saying
I'm saying
you were saying
you were saying
what gives you
what is
the will, like
the
the
will,
power
like the
to keep
power
going on.
to keep going on?
Mm.
It's the fact that you think of
As
the
you think of
situation
the situation
which is in the family,
which is
like in your
in the
immediate
family,
family,
like
and you are saying you're
and you
hoping
are
to
saying
change.
you're hoping to change it.
Mm. Mm.
So don't
So
you think somehow
don't you
it
think
could be the
somehow
reason?
it could be the reason
It could be the reason, like why
like why
thinking,
thinking
like you're saying now.
like you're saying
If
now,
I have someone
if
right
I have
now,
someone right
the way
now,
things are, like
the
if
way
I'm
things are,
meeting
like if
someone
I'm meeting someone
and my things are
and my
still
things
the way, like
are
I'm not
still the way
settled.
like I'm not settled.
So I'm saying,
Okay.
So I'm
do
saying,
you think
do you think
that that could be the
that
reason
could
why
be the reason
you're
why
still single?
you
Hey, I don't know why. I don't know why I keep on losing the. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep on losing the last part. I heard you saying the reason why I have been, uh, you know, feeling fueled to keep on going. It's because of the things that I want to do for my parents. They give me the energy to keep on going. And then you went on to say something like, um, do you think is the reason why you said do I think it's the reason why it's like it's like you would, though I'm not hearing what you're saying. It's like you were driving your point towards um, towards what? Now
Okay,
I'm losing the
okay,
point,
let's
the
do
idea
this.
that I wanted to plug
Fine,
in.
fine. Let me put it in simple terms.
but
How, like,
Sorry.
like, how have you managed?
how have you managed,
With the way things are in
with the
Africa,
way things are in Africa,
Yes.
that we are expected to marry at an
that
early
we are
age.
expected to marry at an early age.
How have
Okay.
you
Okay.
gotten
Okay.
to
How
this
have you
age?
gotten to this age?
Okay. How have
I
I
don't know if
managed
I,
to get to my?
I don't know if I,
Yes, yes, yes. I think now I'm
yeah,
able to
yes,
join the first part of uh, the first part I had and the last question. How have I managed to get to my age, where I am now turning 35 in December before I get married?
exactly.
exactly.
Okay, so I would say on my side, there are two parts that are involved in me getting to my age before I settle down. Long back, um, there was a person that I was going out with, and if I had kept on going out with the same person way before I went to film school back in 2013,
Mm.
if I had kept on going out with the same person, chances are by now I would be married, because there is no way I was going to keep on giving excuses of, you know, postponing to settle down. Okay, because I believe she was a supportive person. But then we could not, for some reason, we could not keep on dating, and then I had to go through all college as a single guy, and from college went for work, and during those days I never really managed to have a relationship that I can point at that this is a relationship. Of course, I met ladies that I would like, but it was very unfortunate that nothing worked out between me and those ladies that I liked. And I was not really proactive when it comes to looking for someone to marry, because the reason why I was a bit relaxed, I had a lifestyle that I'd already pictured in my mind, that I want to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things before I settle down. But in the event that I get a good person as I am chasing my goal, it's still okay for me to settle down. If I to meet someone that I like and they understand where I'm trying to go, I will still be able to settle down. But it was very unfortunate. I never got to meet someone that I liked. They liked me and they understood what I'm trying to do with my life. So because of that, it really made me delay to settle down up to where I am right now. So I would say two things: not meeting the right person early enough, and also just being committed to my hustle, because it's, I don't know whether it's a mindset thing, because there are people out there who still settle down, but to me it was like it's very very difficult for me to settle down before I achieve what I wanted to achieve, which I believe it's a wrong way of thinking. It's really a wrong way of thinking to delay until everything is okay, because everything may not be okay for you at the end of the day. But if I was fortunate to meet someone that I like, that likes me, and understand where I'm trying to go, I was still okay with settling down, and then I keep on pursuing my goals. So, looking around friends during those days, I also felt like there are risks that you are not able to make once you have got a family. Now you've got a wife to look after, now you've got kids to look after. So if you want to leave Zimbabwe and go to UK, you want to go to South Africa, you want to go, I don't know, Canada, for you to take such a risk, the steps that you are supposed to take before you finally take the risk could be different from someone who is still single, who is not married. So I thought maybe by delaying to settle down, it gives me that advantage to take risk any day, any time. I can wake up in the morning and travel without informing or consulting anyone as a single person, which is different from someone who is married. So yeah, all that made me delay to settle down up to where I am right now. Is it something good? I don't think it's good. If you meet someone that you like and they like you and they understand what you're trying to build out of your life, it's okay to settle down early, because whether inside the Bible or outside the Bible, I think ladies, they bring order into our lives. They bring direction and stability into our lives. So normally, the earlier you settle down with a good person, the better for you, because you start making decisions that are well thought if you've got someone in your life who is a wife, as compared to someone who is single.
I don't know about that, but you say it
I
in that
don't know
manner.
about you say it in that manner.
Sorry?
I don't know about that, but
I don't know
I
about
don't know
that.
about that.
I don't know about that.
If you say it in that
If you
manner,
say it in that manner,
what can I say?
what can I say?
The thing of marriage,
The thing of marriage,
like this,
like me,
uh, it differs with people.
it differs with people.
Mm.
Some are good in marriage,
In
some are
marriage,
good alone.
some are good alone.
So it's one of
So
those things,
it's one of those things,
which is hard to bring
which
a
is
proper
hard to
verdict.
bring a proper verdict.
But
But
I do understand.
I do understand.
Okay, okay, Tawanda.
Okay, Tawanda.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you so much for your time.
But maybe as a parting shot, that is if that is if you are comfortable to say that, for someone who is already married like you, what can you say to someone who is trying to pursue a career or a business or a dream before they settle down? What can you say to someone like that, from a person of someone who is already married like you?
It all depends with the
It
person.
all depends with the person.
So, okay, let me just turn this on.
So, okay, let me just turn this on.
Okay, if a person,
If a person,
this thing it's very confusing. I'm really thinking of
the
a
thing is,
practice.
it's very confusing.
Right, if a man has found
Right,
his
if
purpose,
a man has
I don't think there's
I
any
don't think
reason
there's
somehow
any
for him to
somehow.
be free. You understand? Which is the reason? Which is the reason why
Which is the reason
those
why
guys
those
who grow
guys
up and stay in the village,
who grow up and
they
stay
marry
in the
early
village, they early
because he already has a field he's gonna plow.
he
His
already
father
has a
already gave
future.
him loan.
Already given loan.
So what's the point?
What's the point?
Like,
Why should we single?
because we know what is
Because
happening
you
in
know
the rest of you understand.
you understand.
So,
Yes.
so if you are that person who doesn't,
That person who doesn't,
who's not sure,
who's not sure.
again, it is still single, it's not
Again,
enough.
it's not enough.
But if a man has
But
found
if
his
a man
purpose,
has found his purpose,
there's no need for him to be
there's
single,
no
I
need
guess.
for him to be single, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never saw that. That point coming. I think it's a huge one. Once you find your purpose, there is
Yeah.
no reason for you not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you
if
for
you
that.
feel that even if you have found your
Yeah.
purpose
But if you
and
found
you're
your
not
purpose,
ready, fine
if you're
again.
not ready, again.
I've seen some football players
I've seen some football players marrying in,
some marrying late
some
because
marrying
once a man
because
has found
the
his
man
purpose,
is found
like you found something that you know you
you
are
found something
doing
that you
for the rest of your life.
trust for the rest of your
There's
life.
no reason sometimes.
There's no reason
But you can
for
still like this.
but you can there's nothing wrong.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Uh, okay, my guy. Good to
Okay,
hear
my
you.
guy. Good to hear you.
Thank you for your
All right.
time,
Ciao, okay.
Mr. Tawanza.
Mr. Tawanza.
It has moved to almost
Thank
an
you so
hour,
much.
but there are a lot of things we
But
left
there's
out,
a lot of things
but
left
it's
out.
fine again.
But it's fine again.
If something is missing,
If something
probably
is
we have
missing, probably we have
another day.
another day.
Okay,
Thank you
that's
so
fine.
much
No
for your
problem.
time.
Thank you so much for your time.
I'll be available. Thank you so much, and have a good one.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, bro.
Okay.
Okay.